Hello, friends, and welcome to Baldur's Gate 3 Chaos Run. My name is Ed, and today we are going to start an adventure that will last us quite a long time. I'm very excited because we are going to be making some choices to make things as chaotic as possible as we move through the game. We're going to do that with our class selections, with our uh, uh, selection of different items that we carry and use. We are going to have a lot of fun on this run. So I hope you're ready to join me for something very exciting, and let's get into it. So, in the interest of full disclosure, I have played Baldur's Gate 3 all the way to the end once. I have played Act 3 once. I have played Act 1 and Act 2 a number of different times. So I will try to be as thorough as possible. We'll cover all the interesting things. Um, we'll try to do things that somebody who's not played the game before may not even be aware is possible. So we're going to do all kinds of interesting things. If you've not played Baldur's Gate 3 before, this will be excellent for you to see what's possible here. And if you have played before, you might still learn something. I promise you, I'm going to be learning something every single session. Let's start a new game. And we will be choosing Tactician, not Honor, because we do not want to be artificially penalized for the chaos getting out of control, which I fully expect that it's going to do. So let's get our Tactician run going and get ready for the cinematic. All right, folks, today we are going to be playing an Origin custom character. I'm going to quickly run through this. I'm not going to be making a lot of changes, but I am going to talk to you about what we're doing with the race. We are going to go half elf. We are going to go wood elf. That's going to give us some extra movement. As you can see here, it will increase our movement speed by 1.5 meters every turn, every action, and that's always valuable. Even with the class we're choosing, it will still be valuable, though not as much. And that class will be Sorcerer. We will choose Bone Chill, Ray of Frost, Friends, and Mage Hand. Bone Chill is an excellent spell because it allows us to not only do damage to an enemy, but also prevent them from healing themselves or being healed by their companions. At the early part of the game, that doesn't mean much, but as we get deeper in the game, the enemies will more and more be using healing spells and healing potions, and so Bone Chill is very good for that. Ray of Frost allows us to take advantage of the elemental aspects of the game. We can use ice on enemies who are wet for double damage. It also can create, if they're standing in a pool of water, it can create an ice surface that then they have to avoid to keep from falling on. So very, very good. Friends is an excellent spell. It gives us advantage on um, conversation checks. Now, on Tactician, using friends is considered a crime in the game. And so if we use it, we have to be out of the area before the person we used it on uh, is no longer affected by it. So it lasts for 10 turns. So we use it, and then we have 10 turns to book it out of the area before that person becomes hostile and calls the guards on us for using friends. So we won't use it unless we absolutely have to, and when we do, we are going to have to leave. Mage Hand is an excellent spell, very versatile, and it allows us to take advantage of many different things in the game, as well as helping us with our elemental damage from Ray of Frost, because the Mage Hand can throw water bottles that we put on the ground. So that's fantastic. For our spells, we want Chromatic Orb because, again, it allows us to make a surface. It allows us to take advantage of the elemental aspects of the game. It's just a really, really good spell at the very beginning and throughout the game if you upcast it. Magic Missile is also an excellent spell, but here at the beginning, as a sorcerer, doing all the things we're going to be doing and all the chaos we're going to be involved in, we probably need a little more protection. So I am going to take Shield. And this is also why we chose half elf for wood elf instead of actual just full on wood elf. Because as a half elf, I have human characteristics, which means we have human proficiencies, such as we can wear light armor and we can carry shields, which will help us to be a little harder to kill as well. For our subclass, we talked about having chaos. We are doing wild magic. Every time we use Tides of Chaos, it will increase the opportunity of a wild magic surge. And a wild magic surge is possible whenever we cast a leveled spell. So any spell level 1 will absolutely be impacting wild magic, have a chance for a wild magic surge. And if we use Tides of Chaos, then the odds of that surge will be even higher. Now, it doesn't work on cantrips, but it does work on the leveled spells. Background will take Guild Artisan for insight and persuasion. And then we're going to make a few changes here to our ability scores. We will take intelligence all the way down to 8. Wisdom is good at 10. Charisma is good at 17. Constitution will go to 16. And dexterity will take to 14. We also want to change our skills a bit. I do not want Arcana because I don't have the intelligence for it. It would be a wasted point. We will absolutely keep Deception, and we will pick up Intimidation as well. We got Performance already for our background. I mean, Persuasion for our background. And we shouldn't need Performance, but we actually have a chance to get proficiency in Performance anyway as part of the game play. So we'll be trying that out. For appearance, we are going to be a male, and we like
What was that?
voice 3. I prefer this face, and I want a quick tattoo that we are going to make blue 1. Our eyes are going to match our tattoo, blue 1. Don't need anything on makeup. Definitely want different hair. And we will make our hair a good blonde. and we do not need facial hair for our elf. So we'll proceed. And this is our character. His name is going to be Phagian. This is the name of a character that I have made in personal D&D campaigns. I also, if you ever played World of Warcraft back in the original Wrath of the Lich King days, I had a Blood Elf Paladin named Phagian that I had a guild, and we did raids and all that. So if you ever met Phagian, the Blood Elf Paladin, then that was probably me. All right, let's see what we can do with our Guardian.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
We will take an elf. We will quickly make it just a different face. Actually, no, I like that face. Let's just change the hair up a little bit. I think we have a good ponytail option here at the back. Not a strict ponytail, it's a braid, but I'll take it. And as for everything else looks great. So we will venture for it.
My head.
Yes, I bet that was painful. We have landed outside the Mind Flayer pod, and it looks like things are a bit of a mess. Let's check and see if there's what he thinks of the pod we just climbed out of.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked.
I will do my best not to speak over the characters when they speak. Sometimes they do randomly say things, though, and that may catch me off guard. I will stop speaking and then pick up when they're finished, and hopefully we don't have too much overrun.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Well, let's investigate. We have a -1 on that roll, so probably not a great opportunity, but worth checking out. Fantastic, we made it.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
I don't see anything in there I would like to crumble on top of me, so we are going to take the warning and leave. Let's do a little
Slow down. Where the hells are we?
ironic. Let's do a little bit of exploring here. So these rune slates offer information. They're going to put the information in our character's mind. Best way to learn, I think. I wouldn't mind being able to do that. But we're going to interact with all of them because doing so is actually valuable for your character because he can access some of this information later in the game during conversations if he needs to. So that's always a good idea. So we'll be doing that.
Visions project into your mind. A Nautiloid hurtling through the plains, resplendent with psionic energy.
And they all have some interesting flavor text there for us as well. We get to access our first cartilaginous chest. It's clear the Nautiloid is not only a construction, it's also partially living flesh, possibly half, if not more so. But the chests themselves also being made from flesh, that is a level of disturbing I was not excited about. Ugh. All right, I think that's everything on this side of the room. Let's make our way over to the other side of the room. See if we can find anything else of interest. And I see a hideous mind flayer. Definitely want the gem.
Dead. Good.
I agree. Very good. Didn't need any more alive mind flayers. Another chest. Trap disarm toolkit. Wow, excellent. I don't know that I've ever found one of those in here before. Let's check some of these other mind flayer pods, see what they have to say.
See. Someone else got out.
All right, so I guess that was Lazelle then. I thought she came from this side.
Might be other survivors.
Oh ho. So there is someone else other than Lazelle loose on the ship. That's interesting. We don't actually find them, but I wonder if it's one of our other companions or somebody else who did not make it. These restoration pods, quickly, I want to speak about them. They not only refill your health if you take damage, but they will also restore your spell slots. So for this opening section of the game, you can use your spells without having to worry about running out of spell slots as long as there's a restoration pod handy for you to renew them with. So it acts like a long rest. It's absolutely fantastic. We will poke the sphincter. Ugh. And on we go. Another slate.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
All right, we've got a few more over here as well.
A schematic of a Nautiloid flashes into your mind. Nerves, sinews, as much living being as ship. A feeling penetrates your mind. An anomaly, one like ourselves, unconnected from the whole. Caution.
An anomaly, one like ourselves, yet unconnected from the whole. I wonder if that's referencing the fact that we have a parasite, but we are not part of the hive mind. That's interesting. I wonder if that they have noticed that phenomenon happening throughout the process of putting in the parasites, and what on the ship might have been causing that to be taking place.
Worlds beyond worlds flash before your eyes. Empires of a grand design traversed by ships just like this.
Last one.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
And I love the visual storytelling of all of these books here laid out on the table, which we cannot interact with or access in any way, but the implication is that the tablet we just touched gave us all the information included in these books, and all we had to do was touch it. So that's very cool. And there's normally a voice speaking in this room. I don't hear it right now, which means we got a little bug, because I know he's up here, but he is not currently talking to us. There we go. We are trapped. So we have what looks to be a dead body twitching and saying we are trapped. Let's check it out in Mirnath here.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
Who am I talking to? A man or a brain?
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
Ooh. That's not exciting, but at the moment it is being friendly. We haven't found anyone else, so let's see if we can't get this thing on side. I think you're a little past the point of saving, but tell me what to do.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
All right. We will investigate. Again, not a great roll for us, but we'll give it a shot. And we made it.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
All right. So we have medicine that we get to use at advantage because we passed that roll. So we will attempt a cerebral extraction, staying mindful of the swelling. And we get 2 chances out of 10. And we are glad we did, because we needed 2 chances. One of those would not have gotten us there.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat.
Well, I'm hoping for a companion, but if it does prove a threat, I am confident in my ability to take it out. I am a sorcerer after all, and I have found very few who can stand up to the might of my magic. so we will spare this creature.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
What should I call you, friend?
Us. We are us.
All right. Let's get moving, us.
To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
Wonderful. That is all we can do in this room. Let's go ahead and push this other neural apparatus just to see what happens.
Doesn't do anything.
Right, and neither do any of the others. So there's nothing else in here we can do. So let's head out and head to the helm. And hopefully we can find more friends along the way.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh. My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
What made you think I was a thrall?
We carry mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, mind flayers.
Mind flayers? There's got to be something we can do.
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
Okay. Looks like Phagian gets first attack, if we want it. And we will take it. Let's go ahead and use a leveled spell right out of the gate here. Chromatic Orb, and we will do Fire, because even though these imps live in hell, they actually have no resistances to fire. So I will choose the one furthest away from the group. Looks like I have a 95% chance to hit, so let's see how we do. Beautiful, and it dies on impact. That is all Phagian needs to do this turn. I don't even want to move him, because I certainly don't want to get in melee range of these things. Let's let the rest of the party have a shot. Us can attack over here. He did good work, but there is still a little bit of life left in that particular imp. Let's see if Lae'zel can do her part. And as expected, she took hers out immediately. Now it's the imp's turn. Hopefully it will focus on us. And there's no reason to use a heavy spell for 1 hit point, so I will just do a little bone chill.
You proved
Wonderful.
surprisingly adequate in battle.
Thank you, Lae'zel. That is what I've
To the helm.
That is what I've always wanted to hear from a woman, that I am surprisingly adequate. I will take it. The spiked bulbs they explode on impact, so you can throw them and hit multiple enemies if they're grouped up together, and they cause bleeding. So these are very valuable little throwing items. They don't do much damage, but they do cause a little bit of chaos, which is wonderful. Not interested in the hand axes, so we will put that away. Scimitar is actually a really nice finesse weapon if you have a dexterity character that you are trying to get a nice weapon for at the early part of the game. But my character is not proficient with it, and so it does him no good, so it will go to wares. Lae'zel certainly doesn't need it either. The light crossbow, however, is good for us, so we will equip that. We don't need 2 though, so we'll just send that to wares. And then let's see what this dead thrall has for us. 1 gold, hardly worth the opportunity. We've got some more though, maybe we can get some better stuff. 2 gold, we doubled our take, can't beat it. Another imp. Don't need the hand axes. Here we are with the restoration pod. As you can see down here, I have used 1 spell slot. I have 1 left, but I can go to the restoration pod.
Odd. I feel better.
And now I have both of my spell slots again. So that is fantastic.
Ship won't be able to take another dragon attack. We need to get out before it's too late.
We do not need the robe, but we will want the short sword for a character we're picking up later, and we always want potions of healing. As you'll notice, I have been looting everything. I will be doing that through this early part of the game, because there is a character in the main area we get to first that I want to get on side, and in order to do that, I will be giving him a lot of things and not charging him for them. So even though junk doesn't have a lot of value, it is good for that, and so I'll be picking up everything I can get my hands on. If we get into a room with just a lot of looting, I will do that off screen so you don't have to watch it. I'm sure you're not interested in me picking up tons of junk, but here in the prologue, it's not really anything I can do about it, so we'll just pick it up as we go. Let's go poke the sphincter.
Another step forward.
Ghaik machinery. I can make no sense of it.
Well, as a sorcerer, let's see if I can make sense of it. Again, my intelligence is low, and I chose not to take Arcana, so probably not, but let's give it a shot.
Annihilate.
Oh, well that sounds like a fun one.
Can't read this script. Another mystery.
So we have 2 mystery buttons. I'm not one to leave a button unpushed if there's one available, so let's pick the middle option.
Machine made them hostile.
Let's go ahead and use a leveled spell, and we'll do a fire base again. We'll get the one in the back. All right, so I am going to miss. I needed 10 to hit. I only rolled 9. If I take Tides of Chaos here, it gave me advantage. I got to roll it twice. I still missed, but the fire floor still hit, and he still takes a little bit of damage. So we will end our turn there. And we'll let Lae'zel get in here. As you saw, she couldn't get there by moving directly, but we can jump and pick up a little extra move distance. And now we can attack. And she took care of business on that one. Us probably will not get to that guy even with a jump, but we'll give it a shot. No, not enough movement, but we'll go as far as we can. All right, and now we will use Ray of Frost. Well, he's on fire, so let's go with Bone Chill instead. And we did just enough. Candles are actually useful. It's probably a good idea to carry one in your inventory if you're interested, because you can drop them on the ground, dip your weapon in them, and then have a flaming weapon for the duration of the fight. So that's actually not a bad thing to have. The mug, on the other hand, is just junk. Alright, we got a backpack here. And then there is someone in this pod that is awake and screaming at us. Let's see who this is.
You! Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
Well, I agree. We don't have time for stragglers, but we do have time for people who can help us out. And she's wearing armor and looks like she might be valuable in a fight. So let's use our Sorcerer Arcana. Arcana we don't do well with, but Sorcerer is going to give us a little boost on that one and see what we can find out. Difficulty class is only 7. Oh, and we nailed it exactly. Fantastic.
Warding runes. You feel them drawing energy from the console near to the pod.
Are you satisfied? We need to go.
All right. This thing's magically linked to that console. Let me see what I can do.
Hurry! Please!
The console appears dormant.
We'll go Sorcerer and inscribe the device with the glyphs that we sensed from the warding runes.
The console hums to life.
And we will just place our hand on the console.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. A parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Will the pod to open. No bonuses, no minuses, but it worked out for us anyway.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
At last. Thought I was done for.
And now we have a new companion.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a Gith with you.
You keep dangerous company.
A bit xenophobic, but dangerous company is what you need in a fight.
Fair point. Looks like there's plenty of fighting ahead. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
All right, I'm Phagian.
Shadowheart. One moment.
Well, what was that?
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
Trust me, she says, as if we did not just meet. But okay. More sphincter poking? Again, not interested in the scimitar.
How many hosts of these gay infected?
But I bet that key will come in handy. Hey, maybe we can find a new friend.
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Not off to a good start. She seems like she might be injured, but we know how to work these machines now, so let's give it a shot.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Corellan, preserve me. That cannot be our fate.
Very wise of Lae'zel to look down the road and see that we may end up being in the same boat. We'll take the healing potion. Don't need the bottle. Don't really need the rune anymore. That's would have been used on the pod that we got Shadowheart out of, but we'll go ahead and pick it up.
This might unlock those controls next to the pod.
Indeed they might, but we do not need them.
The easy path.
And we have another manuscript to listen to.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
Here we have a locked reliquary. I bet that key we picked up will take care of this for us. And sure enough, we use the gold key. We don't need the gem, it's just something to sell. There's nothing you can do with those in this game, and then we'll of course take all the gold. Sphincter. All right, I have used one of my spell slots, so I'll be renewing that with the restoration pod. But before I do that, I want to make an adjustment to Shadowheart's spellbook. In this fight up ahead, there is a weapon that I want to get access to. It is not particularly exciting. It's not even a magical weapon. It looks like it. It's on fire. But essentially, you could get the same effect by taking the same type of weapon and sticking it in the candle, like we talked about earlier, and it will ignite that weapon, and then it would be a flaming weapon for the duration of the fight. But it is convenient because I don't have to dip it. It's already on fire. And two, I don't have to wait till I find a greatsword, which is random chance here at the beginning unless you get to the main area where you can try to buy one. So it's convenient to have, and I would like to have it. So we will give Shadowheart command, and I will show you how we will use that to our advantage. In the interim, let's go ahead and hit this restoration pod. Everybody like that, and then let's head out.
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Yank.
I do not know what cane yank means, but if you do, please tell me in the comments below, because I find that very, very interesting. I doubt it means my dear good elven friend.
Moving in.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
We need to get out of here. Now.
So here we are. Let's have a look around the room. We have an imp, a lesser hellsboar, and another imp. And then up ahead, there is a mind flayer, currently not red, so we can attack it, but it is not an enemy at this point. And Commander Zalk, who, as you can see, is level 8, well above our range. It is possible to take him down, but I don't see any reason to try to do that when all I really want is that sword in his hand, and we will try to make that happen. So to start out, let's have Phagian use the crossbow on this imp. Nailed it. And let's come up here and get some looting done. We've already got one short sword. We don't need two. And we don't need the leather armor. Alright, we've done all the movement we can do. Now, if you will look on the right-hand side of the screen, it says, reach the transponder before the Nautiloid crashes. 15 turns remaining. 15 is not a difficult number. It's very, very easy to get where you want to go with that. The biggest danger at this point for us is Commander Zalk, as you can see, has a ton of hit points. And our Mind Flayer that is protecting us at the moment only has 77, and he is taking as many as 24 to 30 hit point loss every round. So he will not last long unless we can get that sword out of Zalk's hand or get moving and get to the transponder quickly. So the biggest danger for us is the Mind Flayer dying, because then we have to deal with this guy. Next, we will have us attack the hellsboar. He got it nice and angry. That's all he needs to do this turn. Lae'zel will also attack the hellsboar. I hate it when the screen shifts just as I start to click. It does that periodically. I'll try to be a little more patient in the future. And then Shadowheart is going to dash and get as close to this fight up here as she can get.
On the move.
And that's it for her turn. Lae'zel's taking a bit of a beating. Let's do a normal movement and see if we can't do something about this imp. Very, very good. All right, that's it for Phagian.
Take this, or Zarya will have your head.
And let's see if us can finish off the hellsboar. He did. We'll go ahead and get him moving. Lae'zel can loot it. Nothing of interest. See about this thrall. Another short sword. They're raining from the sky today. And keep moving. Let's go ahead and dash her. We don't need to attack anything. Wonderful. And we'll bring her up, but we don't want to start the next section just yet. Oh! A little too far.
Hurry, before they strike.
Alright, in that case, we'll pull her up as far as she can go here. And that brings us to Shadowheart, and now we will find out why we chose the command spell. We want to command Commander Zalk to drop his weapon. And he did. We are very fortunate that that worked, because we only have a 55% chance. Sometimes you may have to do it twice, and sometimes it may not work at all. We're going to have to get in his range to pick this up, which means he will attack us with an attack of opportunity on the way out, but because he does not have that weapon anymore, it will not do nearly as much damage. And he missed entirely, which is beautiful. Alright, and we are at the extent of our movement.
Leave him to me. Connect the transponder.
And now that we've got the sword out of his hand, he doesn't hit nearly as hard, so we have accomplished the problem of making sure that we, the Mind Flayer survived in, long enough for us to get out of here. So let's go ahead and I will dash. And come on up. In turn.
Throw their clubs in the sticks.
We'll go ahead and dash with us.
Ignore the devil. We must take the transponder.
Let's have Lae'zel take care of this Hellspore for us. Oh, horrible. All right, well, there's nothing else she can do this round. Have Shadowheart grab that caustic bulb. It will spew acid on enemies if they are grouped up. And then we will have her attack. Yeah. We will have her use her other spell. Actually, no, not for this fight. We might need that later. So let's go ahead and just do a physical attack. And it looks like it's saying we're not going to have enough movement, and it won't let us jump this turn either. So, alright, we'll just come up a little bit. We had already done too much movement to jump, I suppose.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
Alright. And there's not a whole lot he can do. I will try to topple the Hellspore, but melee is definitely not my forte. It did work this time, though, so now we're going to move. I will take an attack from the Imp, but that's better than taking one from the Imp and the Boar. And let's get as close in here as we can to that transponder.
Kill them, or your spine is mine.
will let us attack. Doing business, and he'll get up here on this other imp. Let Lae'zel attack. And she can go ahead and use her pommel strike on the imp. It didn't do much, but it did daze the imp. Let's have a look at that. So dazed, it means that the imp now has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. It cannot take reactions, which means you can move past it when it cannot do an attack of opportunity. And it loses its dexterity bonus to its armor. So it only has an AC of 7 now, and its dex, actually it didn't have much dex going on anyway, so AC of 7 has not changed. And that's it for her turn. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some looting with Shadowheart, since there's really nothing else that she needs to do. Alright, and that's going to be it. This next turn, we'll be heading out. And we get out just in time. If you noticed up here at the top, we had 2 new Cambions join the fight. They're coming in on the back end. If we wanted to take out Commander Zolk, we could have blocked that door with chests. We could have picked the chests up as we were going through the level, blocked that door, and kept the Cambions from getting in. And we could have done the whole fight and taken out everybody in the room. But you don't actually get more experience for doing that, and it's not particularly fun because there's a whole lot of missing involved. So I didn't think you'd want to see all that, and I certainly didn't want to do it. So let's head out and see what happens next.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time. As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull.
Let's check ourselves for injuries.
Other than the infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle, given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
No clear indications of where we landed. A ravaged beach, which I'm sure is because we landed here. Alright, folks. Well, I think that's going to be enough for this episode. Make sure you tune in next time so that we can find all of our companions, maybe make some new friends, and see where we are and what we can do to get these tadpoles out of our heads. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. I hope that you make your way with love and light, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you very much, and goodbye.